The process that we are developing, so it has similarities to, let's say, producing yeast or producing lactic acid bacteria, so basically making beer or making wine. But instead of using sugars as a raw material, we are using essentially electricity and CO2. Basically what we do, we grow the organism, so then it's a single cell protein. So different single cell proteins currently are different algae and cyanobacteria, so microalgae which can be grown in open ponds. So this is then kind of a similar microbial biomass. We had been looking into this approach. I mean, we have been looking into different biotechnology approaches for using CO2 as the raw material and then electricity as the power input. And the approach is actually, the first publications of this approach are actually from the 60s. So that this is not so novel as some people may think. And this has been used by Soviet scientists and by NASA scientists. So they have studied it for space explorations. So the idea has been to produce food for humans in space. In our case, we are still in rather small scale, in coffee cup size. So our reactors they are rather small, about 70 milliliters. But we hope to be able to scale up to about 200 liters or several hundred liters within a year. In European level or any level, this is a novel food. So this, of course, would require still testing. So in European level, it's a European Food Safety Authority. And we assume that it would take about at minimum 3.5 years maybe to go through that process. In countries like Finland, this can be another protein source in addition to existing protein sources, so that it's very sustainable. I would say most sustainable protein production. So then it could be a food ingredient like any other food ingredients. But then thinking of developing countries, like countries in, like if we would go, for instance, to Sahara. So, well, if we would really kind of pursue technologies for kind of helping to end world hunger. So even though already now there is enough food to feed the whole population, but it's not kind of meeting. It would really require kind of will from the rich in the world to feed the poor in the world. But our approach, it could be a technological approach.